In this video, I want to talk about how I turned into an idea of selling a product that I made in my kitchen, a handmade soap, into a six-figure business during COVID, which was the worst, most messed up economy since 2008, and while taking care of three kids, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn. So my name is Fernanda Longo, and for those of you who don't know me, I am an entrepreneur, a business strategist, and a coach, and most known as your e-commerce fairy godmother. And today I want to tell you 10 easy steps that you can take right now and take your idea into launching a real business. So the number one is choose the product you are going to sell, a product that either you already know how to make or a product that you use often and you love it, and choose the target audience, the target market for this product. Okay, and this idea is foundation. A lot of people talk about picking your niche and your target market, but the problem is that if you just worry about your target market and just doing market research and all that for a long time, you can spend a long time stuck in this process, and that is not helping you. I've heard entrepreneurs saying that they are in this step for 4 years and they haven't started anything. So I believe that done is better than perfect. And that's why I'm saying start with a product, because then you don't get lost in the whole indecision of target audience. And then once you decide on a product that either you know how to make and love or that you use every day and love, then you decide who is the target market, who is the target audience for that product. So my example, I decided I was going to sell handmade cold processed soap, and then who is the target audience for that type of product? So are people that like natural products, that people that like essential oils, people that are looking for a more sustainable option, people that do not want mass produced products. So then it's easier to find the target market and the target audience when you already have a kind of a product that you want to sell. And then once you get this target market, we will get in there, but we're going to working to developing the perfect product for that audience and developing your unique selling proposition and all that. But you have to, number one, having a product and having a kind of a big picture target audience of who will buy that product. Okay, so that was number one, the step of making a decision. You can do that in 2 seconds. You don't have to spend 4 years doing marketing research. You say, this is what I'm going to sell and this is who I want to sell for. Boom. Step number two, you buy the raw materials to make that product, or you buy a small amount of products if you're doing a private label, or if you're buying a product that somebody else makes. Okay, so in my example of my soap business, I bought the raw materials. I bought the oils and the ingredients and the tools, everything I needed to make the soap in a bigger scale. Okay, um, if you are buying a private label, you can put a private label order, or you can put a manufacturing order. And my recommendation is always to start small. You can always buy more. Okay, but this first step, this actually second step, right, of buying the product or buying the raw material, you have to remember that you're buying a smaller amount. Okay, because with this raw material, you're going to start making the product, or with the products that you bought already made, you're going to start using the products and you're starting to record videos and content to share your love on social media and your marketing material. So that would be step number three. Okay, make the products or use the products and share that love on social media. It's beautiful when people love to see journey on social media. We think that people want to see like just a perfect expert, but people actually prefer to see the journey. So when I was starting to make my soaps and I was sharing like the mistakes and all the little things on every day, I had much more social media engagement than what I have today that the business is already established and already on a more expert position because people like to see the journey. So if you're starting off, show them the journey, show them you making your product or you using your product and share on social media, whichever platforms you like the best. Okay, and that was step number 3. Step number 4, which is very, very important, I gave products for free. I chose to do this way for people two people I knew. Sorry, English is my second language. I gave products for free to people I knew in exchange for feedback. And you may choose to give a discount if you cannot afford to give them for free, which is fine. I wanted real feedback from people so I could define and improve my product and define what my unique selling proposition was. If you're not familiar with this term, your unique selling proposition is just a fancy way to say what is special about you. Like in my example, soap, there is a million companies that sell soap, right? What is special about my soap compared to everyone else? Okay, so your unique selling proposition, you're going to kind of develop and find out as people try your product, use your product, and you can kind of narrow down, and that way you can kind of narrow down your niche a little bit more in your message. Okay, so far you don't even have a website, you're not selling anything. Okay, you are sharing your journey on social media, but you're not selling. You don't have a website when people can buy. And that's a step 1 through 4. Just a quick recap. 1, make a decision what product you're going to sell and who you're going to sell for. We're going to sell 2. Number 2, buy the raw material or the product. Number 3, start jump into the journey, make the product or use the products and share it on social. Number 4, give the products for free or for a discount to people you know in exchange for feedback. It's if possible, if the people you're giving the product to are your target audience, is even better because you can have a real feedback and that will help you even more narrow down your unique selling proposition or your target audience. Okay, and then we go to number 5, which is life changing. A lot of people once again spend so much time on number 1 through 4 and you're not making any money there. Okay, you only start making money on number 5, which is create an e-commerce website. So creating a website where people can buy from you and pay, where they're going to put their credit card there, because you don't have a business unless you have a place where people can put their credit card in and make a payment to you. That's what a business is, a way of exchanging goods or services for money. Okay, so number 5, create an e-commerce website. Number 6, which is it's pretty much 5B, but I put number 6. Share your website on social media and invite people to buy. So this is a mistake. I'm going to just stop here for a second. This is a mistake that most new business owners or new entrepreneurs make. They create a website and they think, oh, if I build, they will come. That's a lie. They're not going to come. You have to call them in. So the best explanation I've seen for this was when my husband was telling my mother-in-law. So my mother-in-law is an artist. She paints these beautiful pictures. And I helped her get started on selling her pictures online. So I built her e-commerce website. And she's like, okay, now people are just going to come in. And we're like, no, you have to share this. So my mother-in-law lives in a farm in Illinois. And as far as you can look, like you are in her house, as far as you can look in all north, south, east, and west, you don't see any other house. Okay, it's just farm. And my husband said, imagine that you open a store right there and point it like on the farm next to her. People don't know that you have a store there unless you give them an address and say, come to my store, and this is the address, right? So the step number 6 is what you have to do is give the people your address. Because if you just create a store online, you are like a little dot of a million stars in the sky. Nobody's going to know where your store is, what you sell, what is the benefit of your product, none of that. So the number 6, that is share your website on social and invite people to buy, is extremely important, because if you don't tell them that address, they're not going to know where to go. Okay. Most people are ashamed or afraid. They don't want to sound salesy or whatever the situation is. But the thing is, if you're starting a business, you're in sales. Okay. So we have to clear the whole mindset the sales are bad, and that's a story for another video because that's way too long and it's not the main point of this video anyway, so I'll make a video on that later. But you are a business owner, you are in sales, you need to get comfortable with selling. So don't be afraid of sharing and inviting people to buy your amazing product that you love. And that was already discussed on step 1, right? So that was step 6. Step 7, start building an email list of customers and people who are interested in buying your product, but maybe they're not ready to buy. It's not because somebody said not yet, is that they're saying no forever. Maybe they're not ready to buy your product yet because they're not sure if they need it, or maybe they don't get paid till next week, or whatever the situation is for each individual person. It doesn't mean no forever. So when you start building an email list, you start creating a relationship with people that like what you have to offer. They don't have to buy it every time you send them an email, and you don't have to send them an email every second of your day, but you do keep a relationship with them, sharing your journey, like we're talking about on number 3, and sharing them what you have to offer. Because, like I said, you do have a business, and if you have a business, you need to make sales, right? That's just how it goes. Number 8, sign up for an online wholesale platform. There are many platforms. I have my favorite, and I can make another video about it. That's not the purpose of this video, but when you sign up for a wholesale platform, you reach a number of people who are buying wholesale, which is a bigger amount at once. Before you sign up for a wholesale platform, you have to make sure your pricing is right, because wholesale will pay a portion of your retail price. So if you don't pay attention on that and you don't know how to price your product, you have a big chance of losing money. Okay, so pricing is one of the first things that I do with my clients when we make the business plan. Okay, so you have to make sure your price is right, and then you sign up for an online wholesale platform. For my business, that was like a huge impact in the revenue. Then number 9, show up in local initiatives with your product and your brand. Don't be afraid to be visible. Whether you're showing up in vendor events or you're showing up in sponsoring initiatives, just show up, just be there, just show yourself, your brand, your products, so people can know that you exist. I remember when I started my business, it was during COVID. So actually, I decided to start my business a month before COVID hit United States. So I put my order in of raw materials, and then 2 weeks later, the materials were not even in my house yet. COVID hit and everything was just stopped. So the first year of my business, I really focused 100% on online only. Everything was shut off. I couldn't be in any local initiatives, right? So I was just growing my business online. Then about a year later, when things started to open up, I would go to places and people would ask what I do, and I would tell them, and they're like, oh, I didn't even know there was this business here, because I lived in a very small community at the time. So I start going to local initiatives so people would even know that there is a local company that have those products, that make those products there. And just by going to those local initiatives, I got placed in 2 different grocery stores that is not just on that city, but had it in several different states around the Midwest, which that was when I was located at the time. Okay, so show up in local initiatives. And number 10, continue to share your journey on social media, narrowing down your target audience and your messaging. You don't need to have all the answers before you start. Because as you start and as you work and as you build your business, things are going to get more clear. People are going to tell you what they want. People are going to vote with their dollars, okay? Because people can tell me whatever they want all the time, but unless they're actually buying, I don't know for sure that they want. Because I've been in phases of my business where I would just ask people on social media and on in person what they want, and then I would create a product and put it in there, and they would still buy my other product and not buy the product they said they wanted. So people vote with their dollars. Once you have your website, you have your products there, they're going to tell you what they want and what more they want. So you don't have to be imagining all those products that you want to create. You can just go with whatever they're buying and just make more of that. Okay. So those are my 10 just simple steps for you to take an idea and turn into a profitable business. If you want to learn more, I have a lot more. You can follow me on Instagram at Fernanda J. Longo, or I have free strategy calls. I help you build a business plan. I have a program that it's closed right now, but will be opening soon because we're getting into the fourth quarter and that's the best time for retail. So you want to be ready to make revenue, make some money still this year, right? So I would love to chat more with you. If you have any questions, you can go on Instagram, send me a DM, and I would love to answer to you. Okay? I hope you guys have a great day.